Okay. Hello, I am Kayla Levere. I am doing this to discuss the dangers of social media, but also the positives. I am in my LACC digital media class, the 25th of January 2022, second semester of junior year. Social media is parts of the internet where you can connect and make friends, as well as post what you're up to or what's going on in your life, like Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, etc. And it affects people because it causes a tremendous amount of one's good mental health to deteriorate and disappear. It can cause depression, anxiety, cyberbullying, and anorexia, but also lots more. And anxiety is like when you feel like uneasy about like presenting in front of a group or like talking to people in general. It's like worrying about a job interview, but not like when you're flying, because everyone feels that nervous when they're flying for the first time. Cyberbullying is just when you're basically bullying someone online. Anorexia is disordered eating where you go multiple days without eating, but it isn't when you go like a couple hours without it. And influencers such as Kylie Jenner can cause people to feel this way, but it's unintentionally. Now, she looked like this before surgery, but she says she hasn't had it, but that's up for you to decide. And this is what she looks like after. Or like Madonna, for example, before and after. It is not your fault for feeling this way at all. It's your social roles and peers around you and your mental health and where it's at that plays a big factor in this. If you grew up with little to no social media, you might feel more confident than those who grew up on it with people who are actually famous and got like surgeries or procedures done. People also grew up on social media and got nothing done, such as Zendaya, Tom Holland, or Ed Sheeran. Now, if you get surgery, it's because you're trying to conform to the way people want you to. They want you to look perfect to what they mean. From the 1830s to 2020, there's been many different types of body shapes in the way they wanted to. In the 1830s to 1900s, your expected figure was to be pale, frail, and weak, with a large bust and a clumped figure. But you have to make sure you don't look too hardy or strong, but you also have to have the corset on. From the 1900s to 1910, there was the S shape, so they wanted you to be tall and slender, achieving the S shape with an Edwarn corset, which pushes your torso and hips. In the 1910s to the 1920s, they wanted you to have a puffy chest, a small waist, and they wanted you to wear long dresses or skirts, so you could look very petite or romantic. In the 1920s to 1930s, they wanted you to have like a boyish figure, lack of hips, breasts, a defined waist, and they threw away the corsets that they used. Now in the 1950s, they brought the corset back for the hourglass figure. And for the 1960s, the ideal was to be extremely slim with little thighs, little stomach, and little arms. But in the 1970s, you had to be tan with nice hair, but you had to be extremely slim. In the 1980s, you had to be tan, tall, and thin, but you also had to be athletic. You had to have smaller hips, but large breasts were still the rage. In the 1990s, you had to be extremely thin. Like, they liked it when collarbones and ankles were protruding because it was considered the ideal weight, and you had to be extremely tall. In the 2000s, you had to be firm, chesty, or just be super plain and slender. In 2010s, they wanted you to be slim and toned, and now it's back to the hourglass figure. 1800s? Or will we go back to the way it was in 1900s or continue? If you're interested in this, please join this class. Now, leave a like, comment, and or subscribe and if you have enjoyed this video. If so, please check out the other videos on this channel.
Good. I don't think you need to do that again unless
No.
you do.
No.
Good.